everyone, and welcome to the Evolve with Emily show. I am your host, Emily Hayden. And for this episode, I wanted to recap Summer Smash 2021. If you've been sleeping on a rock and don't know what Summer Smash is, it's Phorm's yearly event that they do. And we had to miss 2020 for obvious reasons. So we really had to make up for that in 2021. And I can confidently say that Phorm blew it out of the water. So good that all of us athletes, and I'm sure most of you guys that attended as well, lost our voices. So if my voice sounds a little tired, maybe a little hoarse, it's because this is the first day. It's almost been a week. This is the first day that I feel good enough to be able to record and not annoy everybody with how horrible my voice was. So I want to recap Summer Smash for you all because one, it was such an incredible experience that I really want to share just my thoughts and my feelings post Summer Smash. But also I figured for people that didn't get the opportunity to go, or maybe they are considering a Summer Smash in the future, maybe this would be a really good resource for them to kind of get the insider's look as to what to expect, what it's like, how it feels on the athlete end of things, and kind of what I experienced, and, you know, just kind of give you an insight to what to expect. So before I go into the weekend, I want to mention that I've been with Phorm for almost 8 years now, coming up on the 8th year. So these people are like family to me. We've been through so much together. We've been through all the life changes that you can go through, from falling in love to heartbreak to moving across the country to moving across the country again. People have bought houses, they've had babies, they've gotten married. So we've really done life together. So when I go, it's such an incredible feeling to be around these people and to have those long-lasting relationships. It's something that is really rare and really unique within the industry, and it's something I'm so incredibly thankful for. Even on the customer and Legionnaire side of things, there are customers and Legionnaires that have gone to every single Summer Smash, and they're still there. And so we get to see them, and it's amazing getting to have that moment with them again and asking what's been going on in their lives and seeing the progress that they've made. People have been at the first one and come back, and, you know, a few years later, they're like 100 pounds down, and they've made these massive life changes, all from getting inspired and motivated and being around the right people. So it really is such an incredible thing. But before I dive into the weekend and kind of the specifics of what to expect and things like that, I wanted to start with what drew me to Phorm in the first place. And I've mentioned this before, how when I first got introduced to them, I immediately looked up their website. I wanted to know who they were, how they thought, what their mission was, what their core values were, and just how they carried themselves and what they believed in. I wanted to know, before I even tried the supplements, I wanted to know, can I get on board with whatever it is that is their mission, is their core values? Is that really something that aligns with who I am? Because I knew from the get-go, I didn't want to company hop. I wasn't there just for the next best thing or next best deal. I really wanted to align myself with somebody and a company that was in full alignment of who I was, because I knew that that would provide for long-term relationships and growth. And here I am almost 8 years later, and that's exactly what it's done. So I got on the website and I looked up the mission statement, and I've always shared this in my own words, but I felt like this was a good time to read it exactly as it is on the website, because I think there's a lot of people listening who maybe know about Phorm, but maybe they've never taken the time to read this themselves. And for me, it was just an instant yes. Like, as soon as I read this, I first of all was like, did somebody get a copy of my journal or my diary kind of thing? And are they reading it online? Because this is just who I am. And so I think when you recognize like that this is just who I am, it's a part of me, that's when you're like, okay, these are my people. Like, this is something that I can get on board with. So this is what it says. Everyone has a dream. It's that crazy vision of what you truly aspire to be in life that reoccurs over and over and over again. The courage one must possess to go after that dream is what sets extraordinary people apart from everyone else. Fear must be eliminated. Faith must prevail. And you have to trust wholeheartedly that you can achieve and become your vision. The path may not always be clear, but you can't let that stop you from taking action to pursue the end result that you believe in. Every single day, you have the choice of whether to take steps toward or steps away from that dream. But regardless of what you choose, the dream will always exist. Success is a long journey that begins with the decision to take all of your strength, courage, faith, tenacity, and fearlessly take that first step forward, knowing you cannot and will not fail. That first step is followed by another and another until moving in the right direction becomes natural. It becomes a part of you and is no longer something that you struggle for. It's just something that you do. There are no shortcuts. You have to be prepared to push on when your body is tired and your mind is screaming for you to quit. That moment when the depth of your conviction and belief in the vision that is embedded in your soul must drive you through to your destiny. It is up to you to take steps against the grain, against all odds, against negative influences, against all the non-believers, and move forward daily with all of your heart. It is up to you to believe in yourself. It is up to you to have courage to be the best. It is up to you to never settle. I read that and it was a done deal for me. I was like, this is exactly who I am, what I believe, how I've always lived my life. And this is a brand that I can, in 100% confidence and faith, align myself with. So then I clicked on what drives us because I wanted to know, what are the core values? What kind of standards does this company hold themselves to? Because standards and core values are very important to me. And I personally have a standard of excellence for myself. And I have very strong core values that I live by. So if it's conflicting with a company or a business, then usually it's not going to go too well. So for me, I needed to know that they had core values that really aligned with who I was. So I'm just going to read off some of their core values. Core value number 1, loyalty. We are above all else loyal. We believe in loyalty to our customers because without them, we serve no purpose. We are loyal teammates because they are the ones in the trenches helping us fight for our mission to help others. And we are loyal to ourselves and to these core values because they shape us and define what we believe will make us successful. Number 2, lead by example. We understand that there is literally no way to lead other than from the front. If you go to Phorm HQ, you will notice that there is not one person there that is above any job. From the person that just started on day 1 to the CEO, you will see them picking up trash if there's trash and probably firing the person who left the trash because you don't find that at Phorm HQ. But every single person, there's no ego, there's no pride. It's whatever needs to get done is done. Everybody there leads by example. Number 3, go the extra mile. We always go the extra mile for our customers, coworkers, and the company. If you go to Phorm HQ, upon first experience, you might think, oh, they're just being so nice or going out of their way like this because it's the first time that I'm visiting or they're trying to make a good impression. But as somebody who's been there for almost 8 years, like almost a decade of my life, they're still the same like as day 1. Day 1, you might think like, oh, they're just trying to be nice, trying to put on a show, whatever. They're literally the same, but way better 8 years later. So can confirm they still go the extra mile years and years later. Number 4, stay humble. We stay humble and practice humility when it comes to our own progress and accomplishments. We don't take the credit for our individual successes, but instead give credit to the people who made our individual success possible. That speaks volumes. Do you know how many people in this industry just all want to be all about me, 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 me? I even got to share this. So after the entire weekend, I shared something with Andy Frisella, who's the CEO of the company. And I basically was just saying thank you, because you're such a huge part of my success as an individual and in what I've been able to do. And Phorm has really helped that. And you know what his response was? He said, the feeling is mutual. It's a team effort. It wasn't like, oh yeah, you're welcome for what I did for you kind of thing, even though he has full reign to be able to do that. Anyone at that company really does. No, he said it's a team effort, feelings mutual, job well done kind of thing. That's the attitude. That is the stay humble core value that they really do practice in their lives. And it's something that it really impacts you, when you sit there and you almost want to give them credit for something and listen, give credit where credit is due. But the way that people receive it, I think says a lot. And for them to turn back around and say, it's the team, it's all of us. It's encouraging. It's something that builds other people up. And it's something that really, really sets them apart. Core value 5, be disciplined. We are self-motivated to stay on task and get the job done. We are driven and focused on the company and its progress, from the big picture all the way down to the finite details of every task we take on. If you ever get the opportunity to visit Phorm HQ, I want you to go into the restrooms, which are beautiful and have the best lighting. Definitely take a selfie. But I want you to notice something. Notice how there is not a single water droplet on the sink. Why do you think that is? Do you think we have just maids running around 24/7? No. It's because everybody has a standard of excellence for themselves, that they are driven and they are focused and they pay attention to the smallest of details. So water droplets on the sink thing may not seem like a big deal to some people, but I tell you what, everybody always comments on it when they come out of the bathroom, how incredibly clean it is and pristine at every moment of the day. There's not one employee that will walk out of there without cleaning that off right after they've washed their hands. So I think that just really shows you their dedication to detail and the fact that they take severe significance and importance on even the smallest of things. And you think if they're doing it on that they're not doing that every single step of the way on every single thing that they're doing within that company and brand? They are. Number 6, accept responsibility. We always accept full responsibility for our actions and our performance. When we identify an issue or are given a task, we own that issue and we own that task and we see it through to its completion. The follow through is so important. And not just the follow through, the acceptance and the responsibility of taking full responsibility for the fact that, okay, things are not what they should be. We own that. We take responsibility for that. And now how can we make this better? And how can we follow that through to completion? Number 7, take initiative. We do not wait to be told something. When we see something that needs to be done, we do it. We always take initiative to get tasks done without being asked. We are self-driven and look to constantly push ourselves forward and do whatever needs to be done. It's probably one of my favorite core values. I think they're all my favorite. But it's one of my favorites because when you have an entire group and company of people that doesn't just sit around and wait for someone to hold their hand and wait for someone to tell them to do this, but they see what should or what needs to be done and they go and take action on it and they actually produce a result from that, and you have a ton of people around you creating results, it's incredible. That's so powerful. And I think that's, again, what sets them apart. And I say them, I mean we, because I'm a part of that as well. Number 8, build positive and fun relationships. We work to build positive and fun relationships, both internally and externally. And we know that the success of the business is built upon this. Quality, positive relationships are what successful businesses and successful people thrive on. You know, this is something that I believe Phorm has really helped me build in my own life. This is one of those that I feel like wasn't the strongest core value in my life due to a lot of my own personal things that I went through growing up. And so really seeing them lead by example in this core value of taking the time to build positive and fun relationships, it really had a big impact on me. And it showed me how to do that in my own life, in my own business, and what that really looks like. You know, I was somebody who I kind of went into survival mode, and I had to do that for a period of time. And one thing that was kind of bad about that is I would brush past moments of creating fun, positive relationships. Like if the moment wasn't producing something, I felt like there wasn't time for it, kind of thing. And I kind of feel bad even saying that, but it was just me going into survival mode of like everything I do has to produce a result or I'm not going to survive. And so it took a little while for me to kind of grow out of that. And this core value is something that I've seen since day one with Phorm. And it, again, has just had a really big impact on me. It's something that I've made a good core value in my life as well. Some of these other core values come very natural to me, like loyalty is in my blood, being driven and determined is in my blood, all these other things. But this one, I think, had a really good impact on me. Always be learning. We are always learning and striving to be better as a company and ourselves. We believe in taking the time to learn things on our own to better ourselves personally and improve our performance. Phorm HQ, they do so much to promote their employees, their athletes, their legionnaires, to always be expanding their knowledge, their education, their learning. And so these are people that are on a path of self-discovery, self-growth, self-betterment, self-improvement. And when you have that many people in a room seeking to be the best version of themselves always, and always having a core value of learning, what does that do? Having a core value of always learning means that you're teachable. being teachable is one of the most important things, I think. And when you have a whole company of people that are willing to be teachable, I think there's nothing that you can't accomplish, because you have no pride, you have no ego getting in the way. No matter where you're at in the company, you're always willing to learn something that you don't know. You're always open for that. And I think having a group of people that is teachable is so incredibly valuable. Number 10 is be selfless. We always give more than we take. We always put others and the company before individual accolades. We always do the right thing and make our decisions based on what is the morally right thing to do. I can't tell you how many times I've been at Phorm HQ and maybe something's been going on and the simple question is asked, what's the right thing to do? Easy answer. That's exactly what you do. There's no questions asked. It's just, what is the right thing to do in this situation? Then we do it. No matter how bad or painful or expensive it is, it's always the right thing to do the right thing. Number 11, be enthusiastic. We are enthusiastic about being a part of the Phorm team. Our enthusiasm and passion for what we do carry through to all levels of our performance in everything that we do, both at the stores and in our dealings with others externally. If you guys meet anybody from Phorm HQ, you will sense that enthusiasm, and even the athletes, the Legionnaires. When you have, again, and I feel like I keep repeating myself, but when you have that many people all living by this, you guys, it's an energy that can't even really be described. So I won't try too hard to convince you guys. I think you just need to experience it for yourself. And the last one, 12, is believe. We believe in the big picture, the direction we are all collectively going, and exactly what needs to be done to get there. We believe in everything that Phorm stands for, including these core values, and live by them both inside and outside of the stores. It's who we are fundamentally at our core, and we believe in that. So that's the mission statement, and those are the core values that really just completely sold me into the brand, and not just sold me into it, but kept me into it as well. Again, I think it's really rare to have a health and fitness brand have a core group of people that have been around from the beginning that are still around. And I'm not talking about a core group of 4 to 5 people, because you can usually find that. It's usually the people that are monetarily invested in the beginning, like the investors, the owners, and oftentimes even they break up and split apart. But I'm saying a core group of, and I won't put a number on it because I'll butcher it, but there's a lot of us. There's a lot of us that make up that core group of individuals that started at the beginning, and we are still there. And not just are we still there, but now we have incredible friendships and relationships with each other. Like I said at the beginning, we've watched each other buy houses, have children, all these incredible things that truly have made it a family for us. So that's just to kind of give you more context of Phorm, what we're about as a brand, and kind of just what the core element is. So I kind of want to recap Summer Smash for you, and I'm just going to kind of give you play-by-play of what I experienced. So I flew in, it was Thursday night, and Thursday we went to Helen's, and Helen's is like a bar and a grill type of thing. And so all of us athletes were traveling from all over the world, really. And so we're all getting in at different times. Some people got there a day earlier. So we all the first time we get to see each other is really on the bus on the way there. So Phorm is great. They provide transportation so that we can all travel together. And also I cannot even imagine all of us at the hotel trying to get 50 different Ubers. So it's really kind that they provide the transportation. It makes it really easy for us. As an athlete, when you get there, you have an itinerary. So I think there's a lot of people that were attending Summer Smash thinking that I could just bounce and do whatever. But really when you're there, we're there for Summer Smash. We're there to meet the customers, to meet the Legionnaires, to build those relationships. So we're on a pretty tight schedule of bus is leaving the hotel at this time. And if you miss the bus, well, don't miss the bus. That's just it. You don't miss the bus. And so then anyways, we went to Helen's, we got there, and all of us athletes were don't talk to me. I'm so hungry. They had some food out there for us, and we just scarfed down food, and we're okay, now I can breathe. Hi, how are you doing? It was great. We had, so a little conversation, a little catch up as the Summer Smash attendees all got in the main room of the building, and they were getting, their food and drinks, I think. And then Sal actually did a little speech. And I love when Sal or Andy or anyone from the company takes time to just kind of like get in the moment with us all and to talk to us. And man, I'll tell you what, every single time, like it's hard not to get a little like teary eyed because they're just one, they're family, right? I literally love these people so much. But two, it's really cool what comes out in that meeting. And I wanted to share this for people who aren't in those talks or meetings, because I think what we talk about and what the focus of that meeting is potentially different than what people think. So right before we're going out to meet everybody, they take a moment to just, let us know like how much they love us and how happy they are to see us and how special our core group of, individuals are that are there and how cool it's been to do this for so many years now. And then it's all about like, let's, remember the reason why we're here. The reason why we're here, why the company has had success is because of the people that are in attendance, the people that believe in this brand and our core values, and us as individuals, us as athletes, us as a whole. These are people that are so supportive and so a part of what we do and so on the same page as all of us, that let's remember that that's exactly why we're here, and let's make this the most incredible time for them. So our goal and our focus as, we finish this talk and have those moments with each other is let's go meet these people. Let's go talk to them. Let's go make this like the best weekend that they've ever had. So we go out there, and a lot of times people are so kind. They'll come up to us and, share something like, hey, like I know who you are. I've been following you. And, this is how your journey or your podcast or whatever has impacted me. And I personally just want to say just really quickly that if you had the courage to come up and to say hi and to share your story with me, I just want you guys to know how truly impactful it is. First off, it's been a long time since we've done a meet and greet type of thing where we're meeting people who support us online, who listen to our podcast, listen to the YouTube channel, things like that. So it's really like, to me, it's so special and it's so valuable. I look forward to these moments more than you guys probably know. Sometimes you guys literally leave me speechless. Like all I can do is just sit there and just think about like how special this moment is and how beautiful it is that you feel that maybe I've been a part of your journey or I've helped you in any way. I think it's just so wild. Like what a wild world we live in. What an incredible life we have. Social media has just given us such an incredible way to connect with people that we would have never connected with. And now people are saying that they're making real life changes in their life, that they've already made changes in their life, that they've already dropped a ton of weight. Someone said if they could do a transformation photo of their heart and of their mindset and of all the things inside, that it would have been like 100-pound weight loss transformation. And then there's other people who quite literally have lost 100 pounds. And it's wild. It's really wild. And so I want you guys to know that, especially in those interactions, because like, for example, at the bar, in the bar environment, it's very loud. There's lots of music. There's people over here dancing their butts off, which I love to see. I'm all about it. There's other people that are maybe a little more quiet and reserved in the corner. There's all different types of groups of people happening, and it's really loud. So sometimes the interactions aren't very long during that time, especially when we're trying to go around and meet everybody. But I really want you guys to know, like from the bottom of my heart, it means so much. And I want to squeeze every single one of you with the biggest hug. But it just, not one syllable goes unnoticed and goes non-valued. Like it's all so valuable. So we go out there, people are coming up and saying hi, and it's a large group of people. So at a certain point, it's kind of like, okay, now, time to walk around. So I personally went and walked around. I tried to do one full circle around the entire bar, which is so packed. So even just walking is very difficult. And just introduce myself to people, because I know that for somebody that's going into this, if it's your first Summer Smash or even if it's your third one, it can be really overwhelming. There's a lot of people, and I would say overwhelming in the best way possible. Like you can't be around a better group of people. So it's not the overwhelming in a bad way. It's just overwhelming because there's a lot of people, a lot of stimulation. If you're shy or nervous, maybe it can just feel like you can feel a little nervous about it. So I don't know. I'm pretty comfortable around large groups of people. So I was like, you know what? I'll be the person to go say hi then. So I walked around the bar and I just introduced myself to people. Hey, I'm Emily. How are you? Is this your first Summer Smash? How are you feeling? Are you guys enjoying it so far? Kind of thing. There's a lot of people that got to go and tour HQ. So I would talk to them about that. Talk to them about their story and, you know, what they're looking forward to throughout the weekend. And it was cool. I got to meet a lot of people. I met a lot of people that definitely seemed very just nervous to be there. Maybe they're more of like the introvert type. And that's probably why they were like sitting at the table versus the people that are like dancing their butts off. You know, you get all groups of people. And it wasn't just myself. It's all the other athletes that like I would look around the room and they're all doing the same thing, really trying to go out of their way to make people feel, you know, warm and welcomed. So it was really, really cool night. I remember after that night, I was shocked my voice wasn't completely gone yet. It was definitely a little tired, but I was like, good job. Okay, we made it through the first night without losing my voice, knowing full well the voice was going to be lost by the end of the weekend. But it was really cool. I really, really valued that part of the night. It was really incredible. And then the next day was the group workout. We went to a gym that I don't think I've been to before, and I'm kind of blanking on the name. Maybe I should have looked this up. The gym was really awesome. It's on the itinerary. I'm sure we could find it. But the gym was incredible. It was so big and there were so many people there. It was one of those where you're there for an event. So you're fully aware that there's just going to be swarms of people everywhere. So like, I don't think anyone was really bothered or annoyed that like you literally, if you wanted to like really work out, you had to go find a spot where you could put your feet, where you could stand up and create a little like circumference around you. And then we were joking that you have to like hold the line, right? So me and a few girls, we did a circuit together. We figured that would be the easiest way, is just to circuit through some stuff together. And so we were like, hold the line, girls, hold the line. And it was awesome, man. You see athletes working out with customers and legionnaires and employees and just everybody from every level getting together for a common good of doing something that we all love, fitness, and taking photos and doing funny things or like challenging things. You know, there's different groups of people that are like working out together. Maybe some are like in prep and they're like really just focused on themselves, which is awesome too. You're in good company if that's you. And then there's other people that are like a little more just observant and wanting to just experience and go around and say hi to people. So there's every kind of person there. So I just want you to know, if you're somebody that is listening to this and you're considering going in the future, or you're worried about it or whatever, however you're feeling, there are multiple other people that feel exactly how you're feeling as well. So if it's really excited and can't wait, that's awesome. If it's nervous and maybe a little anxious because you're not sure how you're going to feel or whatever, there's people like that too. There's people that feel exactly how you feel. So you're not alone. And it was just, again, it was so much fun. They have loud music, they have giveaways. They had protein and pre-workout, of course, and all the BCAAs. So it's just a fun fitness event. So we do, the workout, and then after the workout, everyone kind of, I guess, got the option to go to Phorm HQ and tour it. But then later on in that night, there was, another event at, I believe it was called, I need to remember the names of these things. PNBR or PBR maybe. I think it was PBR. And so it's just another like event. It's out at a bar, so people can go and get some foods or some drinks. And I decided that night to wear the prettiest heels that I have ever received in my life. They're red bottoms. But I had no idea that we would be walking so much that night because many different reasons. I digress. The point is I had to walk and my feet were killing me by the time that I got to the bar. So I immediately was like, okay, I'm going to pick a bar stool table, and I chose a seat. I was facing like the crowd, so that if anyone wanted to stop by and say hi, that they could. But man, I had to sit because literally, guys, I still have the biggest blister in the world. 100% worth it. Like 100% worth all the pain. I also got commented, my shoes got commented on the whole night. So I was like, this is worth every ounce of pain because they're beautiful. They really tie the outfit together. It was one of those nights, but I had to sit down. But there was a mechanical bull, there was music, everyone, the athletes, like every single person is there. And it's just another opportunity for us to get to talk, us to get to know you, to get to say hi, take photos. So I feel like sometimes, even if at the first event, people are a little nervous, a little shy, maybe didn't get to say hi to who they wanted to say hi to, once you kind of get through the weekend, and I think this is why it's kind of like made this way, by like the second or third time that you're seeing us, you're like warming up a little bit, realizing that we're just as normal and silly and, I don't know, dumb sometimes as well. That's rude. I shouldn't say dumb, but you guys know what I mean. Like we're just normal, silly, fun, whatever kinds of people, just like you guys are. And some of us too experience being nervous or having anxious feelings as well. So, we're all in the same boat is what I'm saying. That's just what I'm trying to get at. We're all in the same boat. But I feel like by that time, people are like more willing to then come and say hi. I had some people that come up then and they were like, I was, a little too nervous the first few nights or the first night or event. But now I want to say hi and like share this with you. And I got to talk to one girl in particular just about some of the goals that she has for her life. And she verbalized them to me. And I was like, yes, absolutely. Yes. Like you don't need anyone to like validate that, but I see that for you 100%. That's not out of question. And it was really cool. She actually updated me the next day, which was at Summer Smash, that her goals were already happening. Like just by her like putting it out there and like saying it out loud, there were things that were already like coming to fruition. So I thought that was really dope. There's a few of you that had the Evolve tattoo or said that you were getting it. I thought that was so incredible that that's had such an impact on your life that you would want to keep it with you for forever. I think that's really, really awesome. I've always said I have this goal that one day I want to get a photo with everyone who has the Evolve tattoo that's messaged me about it. I want to get a photo with all of us. How cool would that be? But I digress. So that night was great. I'm pretty sure my voice was not gone, but like almost by that point. And then Saturday, Summer Smash Day. So in the morning, we did the 30 for the Kids workout. So it was at a high school track. So there's the football field, the track, there's donuts, there's pre-workout, there's protein powder. And it's just a great time. It's early in the morning. So granted, everybody is pretty tired because at this point we've had like 2 nights of going out. So everyone's pretty tired, but we all rally, we all get there. It's 4:30 for the kids, which is just an amazing cause. So everyone rallies and, there's one moment that really stuck out to me, my goodness. And maybe on the YouTube video, I really hope I remember to give this footage because I took a video of it. But there was one man who was for his workout, he was doing the bleachers. So for the workout, you could either do this like circuit style stuff on the field, you could walk for 45 minutes, or you could also do like the stairs, the bleachers. And it was this one individual who was very overweight and he was really struggling through, some of the last reps of his stairs, taking it stair by stair. And don't be a baby, Emily. I'm trying to explain it, but even just imagining it, I'm like, it brings emotion to me because it was so powerful what I witnessed. And what's funny is now that I'm remembering it, I'm remembering that I didn't even post this video on my story when I had intended to, but I saw what was happening because, you heard some people like cheering or some people like clapping their hands. So I look around and I see this individual who is very overweight and he's struggling, step by step. And then I see Phorm shirts and logos all around him, taking one step by one step with him, encouraging him, clapping for him, telling him, you got this, you can do this, I'm with you, waiting as long as they need to wait and taking that next step with him. And dude, like that's just what it's about. That's just what it's about. If you've ever wanted to know what Phorm is about and what the brand is about, what this community entails, like that is it. If I remember, I'm going to put the video on the screen on the YouTube video right now. That's a video that I never want to let go of because that's just such a beautiful, pure example of what humanity should actually look like. And I have to say, that's what I think this weekend really did for me. Like, it gave me hope in humanity, truthfully, which I think we could all use some of. But it's just like that's what I'm saying, guys. It's not just Phorm as a brand, not just the athletes, and it's not just a show. It's not something we talk about. We don't talk about being a good person, but don't actually be good people from the, left to the right. And I say that on purpose intentionally because with us, there is no pyramid scheme or, up to down. It's left to right. We all lead by example, no matter where you're at. That's what it's about, is being a good person and doing the right thing and encouraging others and being there for them and picking them up when they're down and speaking life into them. And it's literally who I am as a person and at my core. And that's why I'm so passionate about Phorm, because they exemplify, they embody all of these things. So that was probably actually my favorite moment of first Phorm, which is going to be insane when I tell you what else happened. Truthfully, I think that one was my favorite moment though. So then after 30 for the kids, then was Summer Smash. I shouldn't sing that when my voice hurts. Sorry if that was hard to listen to. I'm going to take a sip of tea. Drink your water if you're listening to this. Okay, so Summer Smash. I've been to quite a few Summer Smashes, and I should have known that they were going to make it just beyond all expectations, given that we didn't get to do 2020. But it really was beyond all expectations, you guys. First off, the layout of Summer Smash was amazing. So they have Summer Smash at First Phorm HQ. It's in the parking lot, and they set it up like a festival. So if you've ever been to like a big music festival, that's how it's set up. You know, when you walk in, they had a petting zoo, which, by the way, I'm going to try to remember to put videos on top of this YouTube video because that would just make this so much better. But they had a petting zoo, and they had these piglets, which were the cutest thing in the world. I almost cried because of how beautiful and cute and precious they were. So that's fun. And then you go along, and they have lots of food trucks, every kind of food truck, smoothies, pizza, burgers, every single thing that you could want. And then they had this like area where it's tables and chairs underneath shade if you just want to chill. They had like grass laid out, like the pretty, fake grass. They had tons of yard games, which is so fun. I'm such a like game person. I love having yard games or like card games. They had the massive Jenga. They had this like ball with the string. I don't know what that game is called. That looked fun. I didn't actually play it. They had a Ferris wheel, and it's set out like in a long strip, which I really liked because it kind of spread out all the people. And so it was really cool. And then you go on to, they have like the, big bars with drinks and stages. And then they have the main stage. And the main stage was just beautiful with, initially they had some seats until we cleared the seats so that we could all get our dance moves on. And it was really incredible. The opening speech was by Andy Frisella, and that was just everything that everybody needed. And I know that video is circulating on the internet because a lot of us were all filming it. I filmed quite a bit of it myself. And it did what it was supposed to do. It pumped everybody up. It reminded everybody why we're here. It reminded us to be so grateful for the individuals that are around us and how every single person that is there is fully a part of our success and why we're even able to do this. And at the end of the day, we're just there to have an incredible time. So it really set the precedent. And then Tommy Vext actually sang the national anthem, and it was so kind of him because he was struggling with his voice. It was hurting so bad, and he did an amazing job. Like nobody even realized that his voice was hurting him. And I think one thing that he does really well is he really, what shows through when he sings is his passion and ultimately his heart. His heart really shows through. And this man loves America and loves our flag and loves what we stand for and loves even this brand. And so that really came through when he was singing, and it touched everybody. I mean, I heard people saying that like they almost cried when he was singing it because of the passion and because of what they felt when he sang it. So it really was such a cool way to kick off Summer Smash. And then the music got going. I heard a little bit of EDM, and I ran my way over to the dance floor, and I met some other people. I was like, okay, I see you guys. Like, you guys love EDM too. We had a really awesome DJ, and in the beginning there, it was just music and games and people getting drinks, people dancing, people, doing all sorts of things. I'm somebody who I don't usually choose to drink, so I didn't drink for myself. And so I just wanted to mention that because I feel like there are some people that love to drink and party and get down, and like you're going to be in great company if you do that. But there's also plenty of people that don't drink as well. So I don't ever want that to be a thought in your mind. And if you're somebody who's doing 75 hard, or you're part of a program where you can't drink, don't go to Summer Smash because there's going to be alcohol there. Just simply choose not to drink and have a great time anyways. Like, I'm the kind of person that I don't need that to dance and get down. There's one point, which I'll talk about in a second, where I got on stage with some of the other athletes and we were dancing our hearts out in front of like the whole crowd. And like, I don't know if I can dance or not. I just have fun. And for me, I'm not too concerned with looking silly or looking dumb or whatever. I have fun and have a good time. And I don't know, I think life is short, and it's too short to care what other people think about you. So if you're somebody who is kind of considering going and you're worried about, oh, can I not drink or something, or do I have to? No, You do whatever makes you happy, and you're not going to get any pressure from anyone. You're only going to get love and acceptance and a good ass time, no matter what. Then, this has been a good episode, huh? I am so happy right now. If you guys are watching the episode, I'm like reliving all of these memories inside of my head, and it's making me so happy. Okay, so then we had to figure out, first one's like, how do we top having Nelly there? Well, first off, they didn't just get one performer. They had 3 performers, right? They had the 2 openings, and then they had the headliner. And I had no idea. They didn't tell us athletes exactly what they were going to do or who would be there. And they're really good about keeping secrets. First Phorm, if you ever have a secret, just call someone at First Phorm and tell them, because every single position they would not crack. And like, I'm not trying to get them to crack, but like if you asked them, they would just know. Like they would either pretend that they didn't know, or they would just say, yeah, I can't tell you. Because that's how strong the loyalty is. Even to somebody who's been there for years and years and years, I didn't know who the performers were going to be. And so they would look at me straight, bold face, and be like, can't tell you. I'm like, all right, love you guys. I actually appreciate that. So long story short, if you have a secret, call First Phorm. They won't tell anyone. So the first performer comes out, and who do you guys think it is? Flo Rida comes out, starts playing some of our freaking favorites. Oh my gosh, I was dancing so much with all the girls and all the athletes. It was honestly just so much fun. We did get onto the stage together. At one point, as athletes go, went up there, and we kind of do that to like, one, it's fun. Who wouldn't want to do that? And 2, to kind of like hype up the crowd, and like just have a little moment. The crowd always loves it. Like when the athletes or whoever gets up on stage and doesn't mind acting silly. So we did that. It was so much fun. I did have my little glory moment where I sang a part of the song. It was great. I do have a video of it somewhere. So that was my first performance. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. The second performer, Sal goes up there, and he's like, we had to figure out like, how do we top bringing Nelly back? And he goes, this is exactly how. You don't. You bring him back for a second time. And everyone was like, no way. Because he's such a great time. We had the best time when he came in, I think it was 2018. So he comes back on stage, and everybody is just, again, going wild. Everybody, like everyone is dancing, having the best time of their lives, singing, all the best songs that we all love from him. And then the headliner. It's time for the headliner. And who do you guys think they got for the freaking headliner? One of the best performers like in the world, somebody who they bring the energy. They don't wait for the energy. They cultivate and create the energy. This person, I've actually seen him in concert, and he is incredible. Like, I don't know if there's that many people in the world that can work a crowd like this person can work a crowd. And he's also somebody who, if you guys have not watched his documentary on Netflix, you definitely need to do that, because I watched it and was just really blown away by who he is, by his work ethic, and by just everything that he embodies. So the headliner, ladies and gentlemen, was Steve Aoki. Steve Aoki at First Phorm Summer Smash. All of a sudden, I go from thinking that we're just, First Phorm having our summer party, to all of a sudden we have Flo Rida, Nelly, and Steve Aoki throwing down. And like, not just them throwing down, but the entire attendees, athletes, HQ, everybody just throwing down, having the time of their lives. And there's even some people who I didn't really think that they were into EDM. And they walk up and they're like, I'm not going to lie, I'm really enjoying this. And I'm like, yes, get your feet wet, because then next you come to the deep end with me. Kidding. But you guys, I have not danced so long and so much for a very long time. Like, we literally just danced all night long. And I took a few moments, in between when I was like, okay, I need to catch my breath. I just kind of took a moment and like really looked around. That's something that I really try to practice in my life, is getting really present with the moment and having that time to really soak it in and have that moment of gratitude. And I look around and I just see people from all walks of life, all races, all ethnicities, all beliefs, all sexual orientations, all jobs, all just so much diversity in the crowd. And all I saw was unity. And that was so dope. That was so impactful and so cool to see, especially given, the world's recent events and also what is being portrayed in the world. I often have this conversation with friends is that if you look online and if you look on, major media outlets, you'll see that there's a certain story that's being told. And it's kind of weird. And I say weird lightly. It's kind of weird how that never matches up in my experience, in real life experience and interactions and conversations. Because online it looks like, one way of these people hate these people and no one intermingles. And then in real life, I'm like, hold up. We've all had a conversation for like an hour. Let's just count how many races, sexual orientations, different beliefs and things all make up the group of people that we're conversing with at this current moment in time. And it's actually comical. It's actually comical how different we are, our backgrounds, and yet how good of a time we were having together. And so for me, it was just really beautiful to see all the diversity, but only see and feel unity. And that is really what made this past weekend so incredibly special, so dear to my heart. By far, my favorite and best weekend that I've had in a very long time. Probably since the last Summer Smash. And truthfully, man, I have nothing but gratitude inside of my heart for what occurred, for the conversations, for the individuals that I got to meet and have conversations with. And I mentioned this on my Instagram. Not every conversation I got to have was long. Some were quick, some were rushed. If there was like multiple people, it wasn't always this very long, deep conversation. But I want you guys to know that even if you just came up to me, like I feel like I can see people's hearts. So when someone comes up and I look into their eyes and say like, hi, like I feel like I can see their heart. And like, that's all that I need. You know what I mean? Like that interaction is so valuable, so important. And it's so felt, even if it's a quick hi in a photo, or if it's a long, you telling me your story. I want you to know, like, I just take it with every ounce of value that it has. So this weekend was so incredible. And that's, we ended Summer Smash with a bang, literally, because what else would you do besides get some of the best fireworks to end the crazy day that you just had? So we ended it with a bang, a fireworks show. And then that was it. And my feet were killing me because I had just been dancing and on my feet literally all day. I think we all were. We all lost our voices. And guess what? We all had the biggest smiles on our faces. Like there was not one person there that I looked around that didn't have a massive, just excited smile on their face. I had people calling me afterwards saying, hey, we're going here next. I'm like, are you crazy? Like, are you crazy right now? Like, I like to party and have a good time, but dude, we just partied all day. Like, I'm so tired. This grandmother needs a shower. And so got back to my hotel room and I showered not once, but twice. If you ever go to Summer Smash, you're going to need 2 showers. You're going to need to wash your hair at least twice. And what's funny is I was so tired that I showered and then I still had to like brush my teeth, put my moisturizer on. And I literally got down on like my knees on the ground because I just needed to take a break. Like I couldn't keep standing to brush my teeth and stuff. And I was like, but I did it with a smile because I was like, that was the most incredible day. Like I don't want to let it go. And so that was Summer Smash. And then the next day, a few of us go to Andy's house where they have a little pool party, kind of like a decompress type of day, because while we're going through all the events of Summer Smash, our full focus as, athletes and partners with the brand is how can we pour into the customers that came or the Legionnaires that came and spent their hard-earned money on tickets and their time, their vacation time. A lot of them literally spend their vacation time to come to Summer Smash. So our focus throughout that was how can we make this just the most enjoyable experience for them, the best experience for them. And so if that means going out of our way to introduce ourselves or, suggesting something that they do for their workout, seeing if they've tried something or, whatever it is, our focus is on them. So Sunday is kind of like our little day to just decompress, maybe spend a little more time in conversation with each other, catch up on each other's lives, talk about what we're doing, talk about the weekend, talk about our favorite moments. And it really is just, it's time to build those fun and positive relationships within our core group of people who kind of were a part of starting all of this. And those days are really valuable to me. You guys can tell the whole weekend was obviously, but it's just cool because each day and each kind of thing has its own intention and purpose. And so the intention and purpose of that day is building those fun and positive relationships and decompressing, having a good time, and really getting to focus on each other and what's going on with each other's lives. And there was one moment in that day as well where I kind of I always take a little bit of time away from the crowd. And I kind of feel like I do this every day. Not a lot, just a little bit. I like to take a moment for myself to really soak in what's happening and to really soak in the value of what it is and to express gratitude for it. And so I did that at pretty much each event in Summer Smash, and then at his pool party, I did that as well. I just took a moment. It was already dark and the stars were out, the moon was out, and it was so beautiful. And I was just sitting there, man, listening to one of my favorite vibey songs out, and it's out in the country. So, I really got to be alone for a second, and I was just reflecting on the weekend and reflecting on all of these people who are family, who I love, and just everything that this weekend represented to me. And this weekend, it represented what America really is to me. This is what America really is about, all coming together, united under one purpose, from different walks, from different backgrounds, and everybody coming together with the same mindset and the same mentality that we're all humans and we're all doing this life together. So why don't we cooperate and do this life together the best that we possibly can? And for myself, Phorm is a brand that I've been with since beginning, and I just cannot thank them enough. From every single person, from Sal and Andy to every single person at HQ, to the other athletes, to the customers, I just can't thank everyone enough for the impact that you guys have had on my life. This brand truly has taken me to a place in my life that is very different than I think the path that I was on. I went through a lot of things in my life just like everybody does, but I just remember being that person still. I remember being that person, believing that there was something more meant for my life. And then here I am years and years and years later, and I'm sitting at Andy Frisello's house and his pool party, and we have really dope people. We have Ian Smith there, Sean Whalen, we have Tommy Vex, all these other people that are coming in and involved because of how we've connected through our core values and how we believe the world should be and how we align on certain things. And it's just mind blowing. I'm my life is awesome. It's really, really awesome. And it took me years earlier, when I had nothing and I had no real reason to believe that it would end up where it is now, I just chose to believe. I think it's always a choice. I think you can always choose disbelief or belief. So why in the world would you intentionally choose to disbelieve? Why, no matter what it is that you're going after in life, why would you intentionally choose the option of disbelief if the option is there to believe? If I never believed in myself, if I never believed that I could do it, I would never have even been with this brand, and I wouldn't have had the experience that I had this last weekend, and I wouldn't have been there, sitting there, looking at this honestly multi-million-dollar home and garage and, crazy looking place, which is cool. That's a cool experience, right? But what really holds value to me in my heart isn't the things or the money or the, or the cool things that people have, the flashy things, right? That's a cool experience. But what really matters to me is looking back, I was, facing this way, and I would look back to the crowd of people and athletes and all these people I've spent the last 8 years with. And I'm just it can bring me to tears because I'm just man, these people are so valuable to me. They're so important to me in my life. I would do anything for these people. They could call me right now and say, I can't tell you what's going on, but I really need you. I'd be done. I'm there. Just tell me what airport and I'll be there in a heartbeat. And I know full well that I feel like I should do this on a podcast sometime. I won't do it right now, but I feel like I should do this on a podcast sometime, call someone and tell them I really need you right now. I guarantee you, whoever it is at Phorm, they would be here. They would be here on the next flight out as soon as possible. And that's just really difficult to come by. It's really difficult to come by in this world. And that's why I knew that I couldn't just, I made an Instagram post. A few people made a few Instagram posts, which I would like to read an Instagram post to you guys, but I knew that that wouldn't suffice. I knew that I had to sit down and do an intentional show to just cover this, because this is like, I always say that I feel like there's these little treasures in life. And you can go throughout life never experiencing the treasure because a lot of people don't have the self-awareness or the ability to recognize it for what it is. But I've really been able to recognize what these treasures are. And these treasures are these people to me. It's this brand. It's this movement. It's what Phorm is doing in the world. Phorm is impacting the world. And Phorm, without a doubt, is going to be one of the biggest companies in the world, not because of their accolades or what they do, but because of how they help people, how they help change individual people's lives one person at a time. It really is so beautiful. I commented on Tommy's post because I told Tommy, I said, I think you were able to verbalize what we all felt this weekend. And so I want to share his Instagram post with you guys. And mind you, Tommy came in the brand within the last year. So I remember even like in 2020 when I was trying to tell him about Phorm, there was really nothing that I could do to verbalize to him how incredible of a brand and of people, this group was. And so there's nothing I could do to really show that to him. And so this was his first experience getting to experience the entire brand, the entire culture. And he's somebody who, the reason why I want to share this is because he's been in the music industry for a very long time. He's done tons of events. He's done tons of meetups, tons of different things that would maybe appear to be similar. And so he has a lot of experience to speak from. He's not just a random person that joined on. He really has a lot of experience to speak from. So I think that his perspective on this matter and on this event where you have athletes and people who are kind of known online, where you have them showing up to do a meet and greet, his experience really matters in this. So that's why I want to share his Instagram caption. He said, It's hard to wrap my head around my first ever experience of Phorm's annual Summer Smash event. From the humility and inclusivity of the elite athletes to the graciousness of the family to two of the most motivating speeches I've heard from both Mr. Frisella, Sal Frisella, and Andy Frisella left me feeling inspired, welcomed, and so impressed. But I think one thing that stood out to me the most was not how everyone treated me. It was how everyone treated the people. All of the Legionnaires, enthusiasts, and fans that showed up were constantly made the number one priority. To see a health and wellness brand love and nurture their customers and turn them into friends was amazing. Many of the artists in the music industry could learn a lot from Phorm about what it means to create a culture and a movement that is a support system to all who seek it. I met so many people who have overcome incredible odds, who found their place among an army of inspirational human beings from all races, religions, and walks of life. Thank you for allowing me to open the festivities by singing our national anthem. It will go down as one of the most memorable and important moments of my career. Thanks to everyone, and God bless. I think that was one of the best verbalizations of just what Phorm is all about, what Phorm and what Summer Smash is really there for. So I hope that this gave you a good insight into Summer Smash. I hope that I was able to express it. One thing that you'll find common amongst anyone that experienced it, and especially us athletes, sometimes we're just at a loss for words. Sometimes we just we're like, there's no words to verbalize what this was. Sometimes you just have to go and experience it and feel it for yourself. So I hope I did a good job of just maybe giving you a little insight, but I really encourage you, if you've never had the opportunity to go to a Summer Smash or to be involved with any Phorm event, whether it's a small event that they're doing, that they're traveling for and they're coming to your area, or it's something they're inviting you to Phorm HQ for, whatever it is, don't miss out on the opportunity. And when you experience it and you think that it must be fake because it's so good and these people are just so kind that it's different from everything that you've ever known, take it from somebody who's been there for years and years, almost a decade of my life. You're going to keep coming back and it's just going to get better. So everything that you're experiencing, it is real. So I guess I'll close out the episode here. Part of me doesn't want to stop talking about it, but part of me is like, no, I think I said everything I can say in this moment. But I guess just last thing that I would say is to Phorm, to Sal, to Andy, to everybody that makes up the brand. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. I know that you guys know that, and I could never express the amount of gratitude that I have for you guys, for the brand, for what you as individuals really mean in my life, and for what this brand really means in my life as well. So yeah, I'll stop trying to verbalize it then. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. That's it. Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of the Evolve with Emily show. If you enjoyed it, please do me a favor and share it with a friend. You can text it to them. You can share it on your Instagram stories and tag myself. You can also tag Phorm and anyone from Phorm, the brand. And that's it. So thank you guys so much for listening. I will see you in the next episode.